It's important for me to set realistic goals for the project. Ventilation is a big investment and has a big impact on climate. So for me, it's very important to set the right level, the ventilation rate, or the size of the ventilation system from the start. I usually talk to the users of the building, the owners, the maintenance people, to set the right expectations for the project from the beginning. There's no reason to select or choose a system larger than absolutely necessary. There's a tendency of making the systems too large from the beginning instead of using the normal load of the building. Consultants often use 100% load scheme to set the rate of the ventilation, but for me it's more important to find the normal load. And the normal load today is different from what it was 10 years ago. We have more employees working from home, and thereby the office spaces are not completely occupied all the time. So I'm not afraid to go with a 60 or 70% load of the maximum load, and thereby decreasing the usage of materials and energy consumption. As a consultant, I use integrated building design. It's very important to integrate ventilation from the very beginning of the design phase. In some projects we see that the building design is made before the technical installations, and thereby it becomes sort of put in afterwards, and it doesn't make the project very good. We want an integrated design so that everything works together. I've seen some very grim examples of the building aesthetics being compromised in projects, especially a renovation of schools, where you sometimes see big air handling units placed on top of a flat roof, and you have all the ducts running around on the roof, and it looks sort of like a factory. By using other systems like Airmaster's decentralized air handling units, you can conserve the original ideas of the building. There's plenty of pitfalls when you project ventilation systems. One of the things I tend to have a big focus on is instruction of the final users of the ventilation systems, maybe the building owners or the maintenance people, so they understand what product they have bought in the building. It's very important to understand ventilation or indoor climate as a whole if you want to have users that are satisfied with the indoor climate. There's a tendency of people complaining about draft and temperature, noise, and often the ventilation, the air handling units get complained about, and it's often not problems about the air handling units, it's more often something else, and that's because if you don't understand what it does, you have a tendency to point at it and say, that's a problem. As a consultant, it's very important to remember why we built these systems, ventilation and other indoor climate systems. It's to make a very good and satisfying indoor climate for the users, and by doing that we get satisfied building owners too. Some of the advantages I see by choosing Airmaster decentralized ventilation systems is a high quality, high build quality we obtain by having finished products mounted in on-site instead of constructing everything with ducts and centralized air handling units on-site. Another advantage of decentralized ventilation is the fact that you use less material in the construction process, and the energy consumption is about half of what it would be with a centralized air handling unit. Especially the consumption of materials will be very, very important in the future. It already is, but as we look at the climate changes, it will be important to use as little as materials as possible when we build new buildings. By choosing decentralized air handling units, we have a much simpler system in regards to smoke and fire protection of the building. When you use ducts, you break through all the barriers that should prevent the fire from spreading. But it's a much more simple solution that when you have a air handling unit in each room and you don't have to break through those fire barriers. I have about 10 years of experience using both Airmaster decentralized air handling units and centralized systems, and I think that the combination of both in some projects are ideal. In other projects, it's ideal choosing the one of the systems over the other. But there's been a tendency of a division in the business. Either you were for or against decentralized air handling units, and I think it's not a matter of choosing the one over the other. It's a combination that is good. Airmaster's team of area managers are very good to help consultants as myself choosing the right size of decentralized units and the placement in the room, which is very important regarding to how the airflow is moving in the room. So I get a great amount of help from area managers. Airmaster's research and development has moved decentralized air handling units to the very edge of what's possible, especially with the new AMX unit. We've seen a great development in noise reduction, active noise reduction, and a better airflow in the room. And with all the products, it's possible to control them online, which is a very great benefit for building owners and maintenance people, and also for the users who can get a better understanding of ventilation in the room.